Today we were going to present a case study to you. As we've seen other case studies, this particular one is how to empower traditional qualitative research with new tools. There was a lot of discussion already on a particular tool that we also used, calling the mobile app. We did this study in consultation with IPSOS. We worked very closely together. It was a huge project with different phases. I want to introduce Shirley Wong to you. She's a research associate director at IPSOS now for a couple of years. And we know each other actually for quite some time because we started as qualitative researchers at Research International back in the 90s. So I'm very glad also to have a case study together to present with Shirley, because in these days we never had the opportunity to work closely like this. So that's just the background. Okay. Scene Switch. Scene Switch is a product that I will introduce later to you. But coming back also to these mobile app applications and how to use it in research, we saw already some great cases. Robin presented from Field Agent and POS Pulse yesterday how to use it for retail audits and also to use it later to get some case studies. And even in the child research, we saw some child diaries taken with the mobile app, because yeah, we are addicted to this device, aren't we? So why not use it for lighting as well? Okay. Before I go into more detail, I'd like to have you understand this product. This is actually, we launched this last year in APR. It's a great success in Thailand, in China, Indonesia, I think Malaysia, etc. So the APR world is grabbing this product very rapidly. What it's all about is actually the simplicity of the product. Which you can't tell, but it's just a pure light bulb, so to say, but it has a dual functionality. And the dual functionality you can play with by just operating via your normal switch. Just by toggling the switch, you can change from warm light to cool light. And this is particularly interesting for these IPR markets, because they use lighting in a different way as we do, actually. We know from home visits, and I was there, and also operating camera work, etc. Oh, what was this? Okay. That people actually have a box with winter bulbs and a box with summer bulbs. Isn't that weird? So that was a great insight, and to integrate that in one product. And there we go. Now, knowing this product, we wanted to understand also whether it would be a potential hero product for the Western market, because we were short of a great idea, so to say, to launch even this year. And that's actually the objective of the whole project. So taking this initiative of the scene switch being a success in Asia, how to translate that best to the Western market? Can we lean on the duality of the colors of lighting, or should we do something different? And then again, how to communicate about that? So that's what actually the real challenge. So a bright new light idea? No, it's just a bulb, very intuitive, etc. But we need to understand how to communicate, and also what makes people tick to buy this, because we're living in a community. It's a very common world, so to say. The light bulbs, nothing really new happens. Yeah, we have LED, and then what's the next step? This could be a next step. So wrapping up the objectives is coming to a nice, compelling story and proposition for this market. I go one step back, because I do research for lighting for now, I think something like 10 years, and we keep on facing the same challenges, and we try to figure out how to overcome these challenges. One of the challenges is actually in lighting research is that people don't have a common language for lighting. We all speak, we can understand each other, but what I talk about in terms of lighting specs, so to say, could be really, really different from my neighbor or whatever. When I talk about warm lighting, for instance, or cool lighting, this could mean something very different for me than to somebody else. And at the same time, there's another challenge, is that lighting is not grabbable, so to say. When I present lighting here, it's different than when I present the same lighting in that same corner there. So also the context is very specific, and how you perceive the lighting. So when I want to understand what kind of specs people need for their own homes, yeah, there you go. We already did quite some research in laboratory settings, but then it would look completely different in a consumer's home. So that's why we also wanted to experiment in that sense and see how it looks like in their homes to really understand the benefits it could bring to them. So this is one aspect, the language thing, the context thing. And another thing that's really actually very much more important even is that people don't have any memory for lighting. I don't know whether you go back in your memory, but lighting, you can describe the sunlight, sunset, etc., but you cannot describe the lighting setting I just presented you a couple of minutes ago. You don't just remember. So you have to be on the spot and rate it just at the moment. Otherwise, it's not valuable. There's another challenge, actually, or maybe even especially in this project. What I said, we wanted to launch a new product still this year, and actually people that work at the client side might understand the problem. There's a lot to do before you launch a product. First of all, the team has to be understanding what is launched, so to say, so we have everybody on board looking at the same direction. And then we have to, of course, work on the product, freeze the specs, develop the communication, develop the packaging, etc., etc., etc. The product that we worked on is about to be launched, actually. So that's already a sneak preview for you that we were able to meet that challenge. Another challenge is not only timing, but another challenge is to involve the stakeholders in a way that they act upon the results. We heard cases coming by this morning already, and also yesterday there was some discussion around that, how really to use the insight and make it actionable. So the team needs to be fully aware of what happened and fully understand the outcome, so to say, to take and run with it and do something valuable with it. So that's the next question. We work for a global company, so we have colleagues across the globe. This product we want to launch in the Western market, being US, but also Europe. How to bring all these people in this short-term notice at the same spot, have the same kind of knowledge to help develop the product in that sense. So time, money, efforts, etc., all these things are common challenges, might be, but especially in this project. So we said, well, we have to change the game, especially with regard to the lighting challenges. Let's do it in a different way. So we always are on a quest for the new, so to say, to see what it could bring us benefit-wise. So also, I call that when you. I'll skip this. I mean, this is more about observation than questioning, and we heard that before, of course. Scheme-wise, our projects. You see it run from October to December, and in December actually we freezed our specs. So for Phillips, this is quite a pressure cooker project, so to say, because you see all the different stages. We did this in 3 different countries, and a lot of people were involved in this. We started actually with a close cooperation with Ogilvy, the creative agency, to help us to draft the communication material, because when we want to launch this year, we need actually to be fully aware that photo shoots, etc., everything has to happen in Q1, that we use it in Q3, let's say. So communication this was really, really important, and also there we have a lot of play field, so to say, to play with what kind of benefits we could use, the tone of voice, etc. So we started with IDAs in different countries, but we added an in-home test because of the spec objectives of the product. So all the consumers actually received after the interview a box with quite some samples they had to take home and have a trial period for some time. And of course give us feedback on all the different samples. I will show you in a minute what we gave them, because we had quite some needs, let's say information needs, and there you have challenge number 4. When we had finished this first phase, we went on the second phase, which was an internal insight activation workshop. Now, this was actually already planned in advance, being a training for a new tool. Yesterday we learned about the value proposition design from Point Blanc. This is actually kind of like this, so to say, and it's called a value proposition creation. So it's almost on the same idea. This is a new way of using insights and creating better insights, so to say, and creating better propositions. So the team needed to be fully aware of what is it and how to use it, etc. And we used the case of scene switch to very for practical reasons, of course, but also because we needed the brains to really craft it in this timing. But this is actually challenge number 5, I think, or challenge number 6 already, I don't know, because the team that was in the workshop was not necessarily our core team that was working on the scene switch. So what to do with all these people that are fresh in the field, the topic, etc., and still helping us in a couple of days to craft, to come to new crafted concepts. And we managed, and I will tell you how. And then, of course, stage number 3, we are a technology-driven company. We are very fact-based. We want the figures, and we want it very much validated as well. So stage number 3, we completed in December with the concepts that we crafted in the workshop. This is actually what the in-home, because the rest of the presentation will actually be more focused on the in-home phase, so to say. So this is what we sent to the people, or gave to the people after the interview, a box of samples. A box of samples containing 3 different variations. One that changes color, one that changes the brightness levels, and one that changes brightness and color. We had some core variants because people were able to test them at home very freely, no rules given, so to say. Place it wherever you want, replace it wherever you want. Any room is okay for us as long as you give us feedback and how you use it, what you've experienced, etc. Every box contained core variants, but also stretch variants. Stretch variants varying in brightness levels, in color variations, etc. A huge complex thing that normally we only would do in a laboratory setting, because you never know whether they mix up things or whatever. So that's very crucial. But still, we wanted to do it in a different way to this time. And that's why we said we want to actually be at the shoulder or peek over the shoulder of these respondents using these products and be able to understand their in-the-moment experience of these things. And also to help them, when they have to compare the products, help them in a structured way, so to say, to give us these responses. So there we go. We use the app of IPSOS. It's called App Live. We had quite some expectations about that. It's a consumer. He has it on his hand. He lives with the thing. He lives and breathes with his smartphone. So it would be very easy to address all these specific questions from his home situation, so to say. So we drafted a long questionnaire, as we normally do, and forgot all about that. This is actually more qualitative data. But yeah, we had so many different samples, so we had to extend the type of questions. Of course, we gave them in a structured way. They had to try it for several days, then put on the next sample, had questions, put on the third or the fourth sample, etc., start comparing, and all this was moderated from a distance via the app. So for us, observation, learning, but also connecting to these consumers was quite interesting. Normally we run a lot of focus groups, we do online research, etc. We hope that marketeers are engaged and involved to come fly in and watch some groups or whatever. We even install focus vision for at some occasions to overcome this traveling issue or time issue. But as noticed, and normally there are a couple of marketeers that really have the time or want to be fully immersed in this in this topic. But most of the time, there's just a lack of time and other priorities, and you run the research and then you come back with the results. And what a pity is that! This particular tool actually gave us some other momentum, because yes, the marketeer was invited also to download the app and also to have access to all the feedback that the respondents gave just live, so to say. So naturally, he had it just in his pocket. He had the consumer in his pocket. And actually, I think this was one of the biggest surprises of this research that we were not expecting before we started. Because it generated quite a buzz. Having the consumer at your fingertips, so to say, completely immersed people into the subject. They started talking about the stories people posted, they started sharing the pictures that people posted, etc. And suddenly we had all people on the same line of thinking, so to say, prior to the workshop. And that was actually what we hoped for, but we never expected it would take off this big. So this was one of the things. Let me very briefly show you how it worked. I think all can imagine how it can work. So just to show you the richness of data, because people could post pictures. Of course, they responded to different questions. Now you have all my code. I have to look carefully now. Don't forget it in the room. The fun thing is actually that what I said, it was a global project, and we had 3 different groups running, so three different panel groups running for different countries, and they were all accessible at the same time, making it very easy for marketeers to start already comparing results. So here you see, and you also see the magnitude of responses people gave. This ran for at least 1.5 weeks, and even after we stopped, the test period stopped, people kept on posting information on this. And I'll just open one just to give you a glimpse of how it looked like. So we had all kinds of, this is in German, no, it's in English, the experience per day, etc. And the type of information that came from it. Anyway, I think time-wise, we leave it that way, like this is. I'm gonna lose this. Okay. Some more examples of what people posted, and also here the comparison between the different light settings, and how great that was to understand it from a consumer perspective in their own home. Okay, insight activation, I already touched upon this. We were together like 2 days with a fresh group, so to say, not only the core people of the team, but also new people that were not immersed in the subject, but were actually out of a sudden using this app. The biggest challenge was to find the sweet spot, actually. So it's attention graph, so to say, and what is the problem that we really solve with this product? Given the fact that this product is almost there, we only have to freeze the specs. We need to understand what problem it really solves for them. Some shots of the workshop and the hard work we did. We presented it to a sort of kind of a dragon's den. We agreed that 3 of the concepts were actually quite potential to put in research. We rebriefed the agency, actually was also present in this workshop, and then we took it off for quantification. Wrapping this part up, I think what we felt the best benefit of using this app in this as an add-on to what we would normally do is that you have the information at your fingertips. It's rich and valuable data, and you engage your team in a very spontaneous way. So there's no pressure. You don't know whether they look at it, but they do it as they want, so to say, at the time that it's most convenient for them. So overall, it's a memorable journey and a successful concepts that we gathered. Now I want to give the floor to Shirley, because she can tell us a little bit more about the app and the other potentials.
Thank you very much, Ank, for giving IPSOS this stage to tell a bit more about App Live. Before that, I would like to share our thought and our view on qualitative research by showing you the next video, please.
We know people feel brands more than they think about them. So to understand real people, we need to jolt them out of autopilot, take them out of their comfort zone, and unearth their feelings. We call this hot research. Hot thinking and behavior is intuitive, instinctive, and unconscious. Hot is the pulse of life, being close to people, researching in context, experiencing the insight. It's dominated by emotions. It's more feel than think. But you need to marry what you get from the hot and consider it in the cold light of day. Cold thinking and behavior is rational, logical, reasoned, intelligent. When we think cold, we develop and co-create. Cold is the smart, strategic thinking that gives brands the edge. Think, not feel. We believe great qualitative always applies both hot and cold to give you the deepest of insights and the freshest of thinking. So we do hot and cold research with real people in real life.
Well, the mobile app really allows you to do the hot research. You may think, well, what's new? Because we tap into consumers' world with pre-task, giving them diaries to keep for a week, ask them to make pictures and videos and take it along to the group or interviews. But I think that this evaluation form could be a good example, because I know that the intention of all of us is that after the last session, we will fill this out as quickly as possible, maybe. But there are planes waiting for us, beers also waiting for us, and whiskeys maybe. So in the end, it may end up in the suitcase, and you open it 1 week later. And I think that most memorable may be the kiss scenes we have seen yesterday. So I think also for this, it could be in a solution to use the app and be in the moment and capture the experience the people have at that very moment, and let them talk about it. And it also gives you the instant feedback clients increasingly actually are asking for. So beside the fact that this is a bit boring and static, App Life takes it a bit further, because it allows you to be there where it happens and where it matters. So as Ank said, it totally fits with what I've heard yesterday and this morning, because clients want deeper, better insight in a more speedy way. You want stakeholders to be engaged, to memorize the insights, to let your insights to be heard and experience, actually. So these are all things that, well, that is the red thread, I think, in market research now. So it's all about staying relevant and to add value as a market researcher. So in the moment, research is, I think, hotter than ever. And, well, obviously, new technologies as a mobile app allows you to exploit it to the fullest potential. In daily practice, we combine App Life with traditional research, and I would like to share shortly some cases which has been successfully executed with some of our clients. This is what we have. So for this one, well, this is a product placement, actually, where we asked dedicated runners to provide instant feedback when unwrapping the box and standing before the mirror and see how the clothing fits or fits less, how it sweats when they are running, or just how it feels and how it takes place when they take it from the washing machine. It also enables the client to, but also, of course, the moderator to start a dialogue already in this pre-phase, and which also help to shape the topics and the themes we can focus on in the focus groups, which was done after this exercise. Another example of in-the-moment research is the study for cereals. This is a typical example of how it can help us to overcome the fact that human memory is not reliable always. So here, well, this is not the right picture, but we have asked people to make a picture of the place where they store their cereals. And what we've discovered is actually, well, there were twice as much as packs of cereals in their closet than they tend to tell the moderator previously to this task. And it also showed that the proportion of private labels was much higher than they told us. So yes, it shows that that the private labels were less frequently bought, and in that sense less top of mind. But they did bought it, and then we discovered also why and for what reasons, and that the competitive field was much more competitive than the client thought, actually. Then AppLive we've also used to tap into lives of busy professionals. So here we use it as a preface of telephone in-depth interviews. So we gave the AppLive exercise to 10 busy professionals, like doctors, nurses, teachers, social workers. And this allows them the flexibility to respond in their own time and their own convenience. So, well, the app was very easy to download and navigate. And yes, it even appeared easy for the less tech-savvy among them. So it was very interesting. And they were also much more motivated to participate on the telephone interview afterwards. Well, this is, I think, not new to all of you. So, AppLive revealing information and details about the moment, well, at the moment of truth in store moments. So here we have asked respondents to go to the shop and register everything they see on shelf, what is striking, what do they like, dislike, make photos, and pick pictures which represent their feelings the best when they stand before the shelf, how they pick their products, did they pick their products. So in that way we also can deep dive into all those responses they give to us previously to the in-depth interview we did afterwards. And last but not least, I think here in this case, we've seen that AppLive, as Anke also said, really helps to bring insights to life. So the output of the respondents' response helps to inspire the clients and to get those stakeholders truly engaged and, well, relieve the pain of research results not being used or valued as we would like them to have. So here, AppLive was used to capture the experience of using a face mask in China, which was very valuable for people who sit in Amsterdam and do not have a clue how Chinese deal with this. So it gives them multiple dimensions on skin feeling and on the role of fragrance in that culture. So this is a short wrap-up of, well, how we use AppLive. So give a last thought for Anke. Thank you.
Yeah, because I think you will all want to wonder what happens next to our product. This comes from a word cloud, the latest validation test. You see, it's fantastic, it's unique, it's engaging, etc. All the things that we hope for and we want, so to say. So, given the fact that this was a really engaging project for all the team members that worked on the concepts, and also the close cooperation with the agency, etc., that really helped us to validate and to find insights that really matter, even in 3 different markets, so to say. This is a luxury that's almost unknown, that you can have one proposition that could work in all markets. So results, yes. Winning routes, clear recommendations on how to improve them further, We definitely will hit the launch in 2016, so be on your watch out in several European and the US regions. And just a very last recommendation from my side, so to say, on the response of this whole project. I think it was what we really liked. It was rich data. It was fun to see. It was very vivid. Not only we immersed the team in it, but we also saw the respondent being very engaged in giving us the feedback at this moment, being very fresh and pure because it came from in the moment experiencing this light bulb. It is accessible at any time. Actually, this is a benefit we don't often see. You have to read the report, etc., and hope that it sticks to them. But this actually, you have it in your pocket and you can double check it. And you can start conversations with different people in your team, which is really beneficial. And you can always see it afterwards. Feedback from the team. I was very intrigued by the case study presented by KLM because you gave full control to the people using the app and the researcher to say we were very afraid of doing this, so we did not do this in this instant. We gathered information from the team, so to say, and we played it via the moderator to feedback in the research. We could have done differently because the app gives that opportunity. But as said, we wanted to orchestrate, so to say, this whole situation a little bit from my and in that we didn't want to lose the potential, so to say. Also, and I think that's most important because not all the people that we gave access were members of the core team, so we're not all into the subject as such. But the interaction, I think that's really a thing that we could work on in the next project. And so to say, the navigation, because I don't know, you saw the full amount of information. It is accessible, but it's also quite difficult still to navigate through. But that's also because we pushed really the boundaries of what is actually doable, so to say, with the app. So we pushed IPSOS to really do it in a really extended modus, whereas normally I think this is more easy, but still my feedback. Thank you.